If you have natural hair and you're considering relaxing your hair, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be covering 2 important things that you should keep in mind before you even decide to relax your hair. Before you decide to relax your hair, you must consider whether or not you have already done a chemical treatment or a chemical service to your hair. Now, why am I saying that? A lot of times a person may have their hair natural anywhere from 3 to 4 years or even more, and in some instances some person may have had hair natural all their lifetime. And they may have done a chemical treatment that has altered their hair protein. Not necessarily that it has straightened the hair, but it has altered the hair. What do I mean by this? Perhaps you have considered or perhaps you have bleached your hair before, meaning that you would have removed color pigments from your hair. Now, when we use bleach on our hair, the same thing that happens when we put relaxer on our hair is the same thing that happens when we decide to lift our hair or bleach our hair. Because the chemical that we use to bleach our hair is alkaline, it is going to swell the hair shaft and force the cuticles to open. That chemical is going to go inside the cortex, and that is where the color pigment is found, where it will diffuse your color pigment. Of course, even though your aim is not to disturb the protein in the hair, that chemical will also disturb the protein, which would mean that your hair would be in a weaker state. Now, what happens sometimes is that persons might have bleached their hair maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, and they completely forget. They do not remember that they had done this to their hair. And so now that they have decided that they want to relax their hair, you must consider whether or not in the past you had bleached your hair or applied a permanent color. Now, a permanent color will act in a similar manner as how a bleach would act, except in this case, yes, it swells the hair shaft, forces the cuticles to open, diffuse your pigment, your natural hair pigment, and infuse artificial hair pigment or color into your hair. This too will make your hair a lot weaker than if you did not do any form of chemical treatment on your hair. Now, what will happen is that years after you decide, or maybe months after you have decided that you want to relax your hair, what is going to happen is that once you put the relaxer on those areas that you had bleached or applied permanent color, once you go in with the relaxer, eventually what is going to happen is that these sections are going to break off. The only hair that you'll have is that section that is the new growth, or what we would call virgin hair, meaning that this section of hair has never been chemically altered. So I want you to keep that in mind. So if you're natural and you decide that you want to relax your hair, you must go back into your memory box and try to remember if at some point in time you had bleached or applied permanent hair color to your hair. And if that is the case, then you're cautioned not to relax your hair, but to allow the hair to grow to a point where you would have enough new hair where even if you were to apply relaxer to your natural hair, if that section were to break off, then you still would have a good amount of hair on your head. So that is something that you want to keep in mind if you're natural and deciding that you want to relax your hair. In regards to bleaching your hair, applying permanent hair color, another thing you want to keep in mind is that you cannot just bleach your hair this week and then next week you decide that, oh, I'm going to relax my hair. If you do that, I am telling you, all of that hair is going to fall off. And when I said all of it, I mean every bit of it. The only hair you're going to have is that portion of hair that is coming from the scalp. So if you do not want that to happen and you have just bleached your hair or applied permanent hair color in your hair, then you're cautioned. And I would recommend that you do not, under no circumstance, relax your natural hair, because if you were to do that, I am telling you, as mentioned earlier, all of that hair is going to fall off. So to prevent that, you are cautioned. Another thing you want to consider is whether or not your hair is damaged. Now, if your hair is damaged, whether you're having excessive breakage or your hair is feeling very fragile, then I would recommend that you not apply any relaxer to your natural hair. If you were to apply relaxer to your natural hair in that state, your hair is going to break and you're going to be sad, like really sad, because you're going to be losing all of your hair. There are a number of reasons why your natural hair could be in a damaged state. Some persons, after getting pregnant or giving birth, then their hair might be falling out and it might not be in a good condition at that particular time. Now, if that is the case with your hair, then do not relax your hair. Of course, there are other things that can cause your hair to be damaged. Perhaps you weren't treating your natural hair as you should, because a lot of times, to be honest, when our hair is natural, we know that yes, it is stronger than being relaxed, and so we tend not to give it the attention that it really needs in terms of treatments and giving the energy trims that it should be getting. And so in some instances, we find that our natural hair might be in a weaker state than it really should be. So a lot of times relaxers get blamed that it is a relaxer that is causing our hair to break, or maybe you were natural and then you relaxed your hair and now you're finding that you're having a lot of hair breakage. So if that is the case, before you even go and relax your hair, you want to ensure that your hair is in a good condition health-wise before you apply relaxer to your natural hair. In that way, you'll be getting the best result on your relaxer day, and going forward, of course, you'll be able to maintain a healthy, relaxed hair. This color right here is a semi-permanent hair color. Now these colors are usually more gentle on the hair. So if you have natural hair and you would like to maybe give your hair some highlight, change up your color a bit, then I would suggest that you just do maybe a small portion of your natural hair, and just to give a pop of color, whether you want red or whatever color you desire, then you would go in with a semi-permanent hair color that is quite gentle on the hair, so that in the future when you decide to relax your hair will be in a much healthier state than if you were to bleach the entire hair or to apply a permanent hair color to your entire hair. As you may know or may not know, if your natural hair is of a lighter color naturally, then you could easily go in with one of these colors and apply a different color to your hair. If your natural hair is much darker, however, you might have to do a little bit of lifting. Hence the reason why I suggest just doing a small portion of it and then applying a semi-permanent hair color rather than a permanent hair color. So I hope that this is helpful. If you need further details, then you can leave your question in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer you. In order to get the best result on your relaxer day, especially when you're relaxing your natural hair for the first time, then it is very important for you to get to know your hair. Know what your hair likes, what it does not like, and more importantly, to know if your hair is in a good condition, whether it is damaged, it's weak, or it's strong enough to take on a relaxer. So if you're interested in getting to know your hair, then I'll leave this video right here for you to watch next. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.